YouTube. Long time no talk. Sorry it's been so long, but I'm back at it and ready to roll with some sports takes and betting takes, and yeah, just ready to get back at it, be more consistent with this, and um, hopefully build something here. So, uh, first thing I wanted to do, getting right back into it, talk about the Royals, and just acknowledge their season. It was a great season, especially given the recent history of 106 loss season, to be able to get past that, make the playoffs, win a playoff series against a good Baltimore Orioles team, and then manage to win a game against the New York Yankees, um, who were the best team in the American League throughout the season. They really they really did a great job this season, and I'm proud of them, and I'm optimistic and excited for what they're going to do in the future. I'm hoping they can build on that and make the playoffs in 2025 and hopefully win it all, like every team wants to do. So, obviously, oh yeah, Salvador winning the 2024 Roberto Clemente Award. Congratulations to him. Uh, it's a great honor, and he deserves it. It's good to see him recognized for all of his philanthropy and charitable work. So, congratulations, Sal. And I wanted to talk about the Yankees. Obviously, the World Series is still going on, just barely because the Yankees are down 3 games to nothing. And one of the questions I wanted to pose is this Yankees team still stunned after the Game 1 walk-off? Because obviously they were 1 out away from winning that game before Freddie Freeman hits that walk-off grand slam, giving them the win, giving the Dodgers the win. And, you know, the last couple games, Yankees just haven't really been in it. They've looked flat. The offense is struggling. They're not hitting the ball well, especially their main star, Aaron Judge, who's being heavily criticized and scrutinized in the media for the fact that he's just was so great. MVP in the regular season, and then just complete opposite in the postseason. Just can barely hit it all, and um, yeah, he's definitely pressing up there. But let's see here. The general consensus I've heard from people, or the media anyway, that just the general the sense that I've gotten, I guess, is that the Yankees are the inferior team, clear inferior team to the Dodgers, and I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I think the Dodgers are proving to be the better team right now, but I don't think it's by miles. I think the Yankees are right there with them, but I think especially because the Yankees should have won Game 1. I mean, if you ask their fans, and they were right there to win it. And if they did win it, then worst case scenario right now is they're down 2 games to 1 instead of a 3-0 hole, with a chance to tie the set at two. But obviously it didn't happen that way, and life comes at you fast. Next thing they're down 3 games to nothing, and if they lose tonight, they can't win a World Series till 2025, which means their World Series drought would reach 16 years, um, which is only 2 years away from their longest title drought in franchise history of 18 years, from 1998 to 1996 when they finally won in 96. Um, and they had only 3 postseason appearances in that span. And a lot of teams would kill for that history, really, but by Yankee standards, that's definitely underachieving, just based on their what they've done historically, I guess you could say. Um, so if they do lose this game, or if they lose this series at some point later than today, what do the Yankees do with their offseason? Obviously, Juan Soto is a big time free agent, still young as well, just 26 years old. But he's the premier free agent they have, and the Yankees just have a ton of players right now who are either aging or impending free agents or both. Um, Juan Soto is going to be a free agent, as I mentioned, but Garrett Cole, he's 34 years old. Aaron Judge is 32 years old. Giancarlo Stanton, who's been one of the few bright spots for them throughout the postseason, um, he's 34 years old. Uh, Tommy Kahnle from their bullpen is 35 and a free agent. And Anthony Rizzo is 35 and a free agent. Um, Gleyber Torres is even a free agent, which I didn't even realize until I was looking it up. But so that kind of begs the question: is of who are going to be their cornerstone players going forward? Um, Obviously, they're gonna. I expect them to splash a lot of money in the offseason as they usually do. Um, but it remains to be seen whether or not that's on Juan Soto or other big name players. But for right now, I mean, if they lose a lot of or any of those guys, really, I mean, uh, it's going to be a big time reshaping of their lineup, and it's going to be a new look Yankees. I think this was really just based on the age of the players and the free agency situations. Like, you had to really, if you're a Yankees fan, like think that this was the year and really want them to win this year because you know that the team could be broken up in a lot of ways and in the off season and possibly have to take a step back. You never know because there's going to be other teams improving throughout the American League and um, the Yankees are on top right now of that league, but they're gonna have teams gunning for them, obviously. Um, let's see. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this whole narrative. I haven't really seen it so much on TV or um, broadcast, anything like that, but more through social media commentary and things like that of this whole narrative of the Yankees have had a cupcake path or cakewalk path, whatever you want to call it, through the American League playoffs. But I just think that's inaccurate and just undue disrespect on the Royals and Cleveland, but especially Royals because I mean they've played them one time um, since 1981 in the postseason. So, and we lost obviously the series in 4 games, but in a best of five. But there's not enough history there or recent history there to say that we're not a good team or we can't hang with the Dodgers or the Yankees or anybody like that just because we don't have that kind of payroll. Um, I understand the Royals. They've had their struggles. They've had their own offensive struggles. I mentioned the Yankees, um, but I just think that team chemistry is going to um, win out over payroll every time, and it's yeah, it's just I think kind of disrespectful and inaccurate to dismiss the Yankees opponents like that. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. I don't think that. I mean, obviously, these same people are saying that the National League is, way better than the American League, and there are, records that look better than some American League teams. Um, but I think a lot of it is just kind of like skewing it in the American League's or the National League's favor when really it doesn't matter. I mean, what good is 31-15 record against the American League if you fizzle out at the beginning of the playoffs, or a 27-19 record against the American League if you miss the playoffs altogether. Um, let's see, the Dodgers obviously on the brink of a championship. Um, really good record against the American League. If you go to the American League, it'll show that the Royals have a 500 record against the National League. Same thing with the Yankees. The Guardians were 24-22, so slightly above those teams. But I mean, I think I don't think that really matters so much, especially because it just the way that it skews the numbers, and in the case of like the Braves and the Cubs. Um, I mean, it'd be one thing if you were winning, if you went like 10-36 against the National League. Then you could say, it's yeah, you can't beat those teams, or you're not on their level, or anything like that. But I mean, if you're 500, you are beating them every other time. So um, yeah, just this whole National League over the American League thing, I think is just I can dismiss that pretty confidently. Um, just because the Dodgers have had their way in this series against the Yankees doesn't mean you know they'd be able to beat any American League team, or I mean, which they might be able to. The Dodgers are a really good team actually, but um, I'm just saying, just because the Dodgers might be the best team in MLB doesn't mean that the American League doesn't have teams on that level, or close to the level, or um, of teams at the Dodgers level, or under it, if that makes sense. So um, yeah, I'm going to depending on what happens with the game tonight, I'm going to shift to more off-season baseball type stuff, and just kind of focusing more on football as well. But yeah, obviously a lot going on with just that one team, the Yankees, in free agency. Um, so it'll be interesting to see where a lot of those guys end up, and where free agents throughout the league end up, um, to kind of shift the baseball landscape for 2025 and beyond. Um, but yeah, it's good to be back on here talking sports, and let's see. Oh yeah, I'm staying away from betting on this game. I think if the Yankees find a way to win 2 games, which they've shown very little indication that they're going to do that, um, but if they do, I might get back in on the betting train one way or another. Um, but a 3-0 lead, I mean, I can't put money on that either way. But for whatever it's worth, it was minus 45, minus 145 for the Yankees just a little bit ago. So um, things are kind of shifting in the Dodgers' favor, or people are starting to bet on them. It looks like so. Anyway, if anybody has any ideas or wants to hear about a specific topic, or anything like that, let me know. And yeah, excited to be back on here, and we'll see what happens tonight. Have a great day.